Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn about this ectodermal dysplasia. As the name is indicating, ectodermal means something is derived from ectoderm and dysplasia means dysplastic features will going to be seen, which will lead to hypoplasia or aplasia of certain organs which is ectodermal in origin. So in this ectodermal dysplasia, the parts which are derived from ectodermal origin undergone the dysplastic changes. So now let us see what it is in detail. So you can see it is a group of inherited conditions in which two or more ectodermally derived anatomical structures fails to develop. Ectodermal dysplasia is manifested as hypoplasia or aplasia of the tissues such as skin, hair, nails, teeth, sweat glands and eye. So it will going to involve these structures. So the most common type of this ectodermal dysplasia is hypohidrotic ectodermal dysplasia. So this ectodermal dysplasia is nothing but X-linked recessive inherited pattern condition where the male predominance is seen usually, and rarely it will be autosomal dominant or the autosomal recessive in condition. So why here in ectodermal dysplasia male predominance is seen? Because it is X-linked recessive inherited pattern. That's why. As you can see in this X-linked recessive pattern of inheritance, so in this ectodermal dysplasia what will happen? The daughter will be either carrier or unaffected while the son will going to be affected. That's why here the male predominance is seen. So you have to remember three hypos here. It is very important to remember these three hypos. These are only the clinical features of this ectodermal dysplasia. So first is hypotrichosis, second is hypohidrosis, third is hypodontia. So we will going to see each of this one by one. So let us proceed further. So in this ectodermal dysplasia we will going to see some typical facial features. So the frontal bossing can be seen, shrunken cheeks can be seen, saddle shaped nose can be seen, protuberant lips can be seen, and the large low set ear is seen. So you can see in this picture frontal bossing can be seen, shrunken cheek can be seen. So here the saddle shaped nose can be seen. Here the nasal bone will be not that much prominent. And also protuberant lip is seen. You can see the lip is protruded. And the large low set ears can also be seen. So these all are the typical facial features that we can see in this ectodermal dysplasia. Now let us see what are the different skin appendages which can involved in this ectodermal dysplasia. So these can be hair, sweat glands and the nails. We will going to see how these will going to involve in later slides. So now first moving forward to hypotrichosis. So as the name is indicating, hypo means less, trichosis means hair. Hypo means less, trichosis means hair. So here less number of hair will be present. So in this ectodermal dysplasia, the hair will going to affected are over the head, over the eyelashes and over the eyebrows. Over the head very less hairs are present, and whichever are present will going to be very fine, sparse and the blonde in color. And when we talk about hairs over the eyelashes or over the eyebrows, there will be reduced density of hairs over that place will going to be seen. So now let us see what is hypohidrosis. So as the name is suggesting, hypo means less, hydrosis means water. So what will happen? There will be reduction is water production from the body, that is sweat. So what happen here? The sweat glands will undergo reduction. So there will be reduced number of sweat gland is present. Because of that there will be hindrance in temperature regulation mechanism. As the sweat will not going to produce by the body, so how the temperature will going to maintain? So there will be difficulty in temperature regulation mechanism, which will further lead to marked elevation in temperature of the body. So which will lead to heat intolerance in that patient. So the patient will not able to tolerate the heat at all. So this is what we call hypohidrosis. This is one of the feature of this ectodermal dysplasia. So now let us see what is hypodontia. So as the name is suggesting, hypo means less, dontia means teeth. So what will happen? Here the number of teeth will going to be less. Teeth are undergo reduction in number. And one more feature you can see in this hypodontia can be seen, that is the teeth shape get altered. usually of incisors. So teeth shape of incisors get altered. They become like tapered, conical or pointed. As you can see, they become tapered, conical or pointed in this picture. And also you can see the reduction in number of teeth also can be seen. Now let us see eye abnormality which is associated with this ectodermal dysplasia. So there will be photophobia is seen and also decreased flow of tear is seen. Why? Because here the reduction in amount of water is seen, so it will going to affect tears as well. So there will be reduced flow of tears which will lead to photophobia. Now let us see what are the lips abnormality that can be associated with this ectodermal dysplasia. So the lip will usually be dry, everted and cracked. So as you can see here in this picture, the lips are all dry, everted and cracked, and teeth also you can see all this conical shaped teeth is also seen. So now let us see how the nails will going to be look in this ectodermal dysplasia. So nails will be dystrophic and brittle. So as you can see, nails will be dystrophic and brittle. Next, moving forward to how the palate will going to look in this ectodermal dysplasia. So there will be high palatal arch is seen and the cleft palate is seen. Next, moving forward to salivary gland hypoplasia, that is one of the feature of this ectodermal dysplasia, which will also lead to xerostomia. As the salivary glands undergo hypoplasia, because of that there will be no enough production of saliva in the mouth, which will lead to xerostomia and which will further causes the increased intake of water by that person. So here the person wants to drink again and again because there is dryness of the mouth, that is xerostomia, which is caused by this salivary gland hypoplasia. Now next, moving forward to histopathological features. So for the histological findings we will do skin biopsy. So what we will see, there is decreased number of sweat glands and the hair follicles is seen, and also there will be hypoplastic and malformed adnexal structures is going to be seen. So this was the histological features. So when we talk about the treatment based on the oral manifestations, so what we will do, because there is all the teeth are altered, as you can see all the teeth has get altered. So what we will do, we will going to extract those teeth and we will do a implant. So here we can do the implant because teeth has already in altered shape, so this tooth will not going to be look good. Also such teeth will not going to provide a proper masticatory function as well. So because of that, what we will do, we will extract all these teeth and what we will do, we do implant over that place. The problem of reduce in number is also get cured, as well as the proper function can also establish and also the shape get better. So we can do an implant to cure this oral manifestation. So here with this we come to an end of this lecture. So today we have seen what is ectodermal dysplasia, what are the different features of it. We have seen 3 hypos, that is hypotrichosis, hypohidrosis, hypodontia, very important. And we have seen what are the different abnormalities associated with eye abnormalities, lip abnormalities, and what are the treatment for oral manifestation of this ectodermal dysplasia.